It is humongous.
Wow.
It is huge. It is bigger than yours. And what? Take it or leave it. Shut up. On August 24th, Hardcore Official went live, okay? And it was a major success. If you look at this graph, for example, you would see what I mean. From shockingly and extremely fun to watch death compilations to the most toxic and infamous clips, it's safe to say that World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore has become probably one of the best types of content that WoW as a whole has to offer. Aside from everything that I have mentioned, it is fun to watch, and I can't help myself to stop watching raid runs and sort of like high-level dungeon runs, because at any moment, at any given time, everything could go wrong. I know that one simple mistake could lead into an on-the-spot one Roshin reaction. Now, let's get to the meat of this video, okay? Let's go ahead and just dive into the abyss of reality check. And let us ask us a question. Will this ever last? Will hardcore actually die faster than the hopes of you having a girlfriend? Let's find out, shall we? First, we have to go ahead and take a look at this graph, okay? And it is a Google Trends graph, okay? This one is basically 12 months. What it shows here, that if we actually go ahead and draw a line between the second highest point to sort of like the first latest highest point, you could see how sort of there was a bump, right? And then a huge bump, which is sort of like that release date that we're talking about, right? And then after that, it went down. But the one thing that we have to point out is that Hardcore Classic and the popularity seems to be sort of like progressively getting worse. Guys, Hardcore Classic is going down, okay? The magic is getting lost, all right? And Blizzard needs to do something. And the reality of the situation here, okay, is that not that many people are actually playing hardcore, okay? They seem to be sort of like the loudest, all right? But that doesn't mean that they're the majority, okay? That's just not true. If we go ahead right now, and let's say we just go ahead and take a look at the realms, you can see right here that, it's just two realms, okay? I would say that hardcore is forming right now a good sort of like 4 to 5% of the player base. Everybody else, we all know it, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, is in classic, okay? Retail is, bro, I swear to God, retail, if I would have to make if I would have to pull a educated guess out of my ass, retail probably has like 200,000 players in it. Maybe more. I don't know. Maybe like 350,000. But the deal here is that Classic most likely have around close to 1 million players, okay? Probably more. I mean, it is crazy the amount of players that there are. I'm in a realm right now. I think it's like Whitemane on a Horde, which is like a alliance dominated server, and I could walk in Orgrimmar at 4 a.m. and that place still packed, okay? Like the server is just popping off, and it's not even sort of like the most popular server out there. So like guys, hardcore is not so popular as people seem to make it look like. And this takes us to the next topic, which is, what are they gonna do? What is Blizzard going to do? Because again, they're not known to go ahead and pay so much attention to anything. And there's one thing we have to understand, okay, about hardcore. Hardcore is not for everyone, okay? After you go ahead and you start playing the game, you realize that, you can't just go ahead and just mumble through the things. You can't just run over caves. You can't just all of a sudden afford to die, okay? So the bummer here is that you could probably die 1 to maybe 3 times, and that, that might look really cute, and you might say, you know what? I'm gonna persevere. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna hit the 60. So guess what? You die 2, 3, 7 times, okay? And that it is over for you. it is over. I mean, most people that try it, you know, 99% of the people that actually try like the hardcore experience, they probably die like 3 times, okay? And then they stop playing the game. Now, what's happening is that because of hardcore, for example, they get to like the way that classic plays, right? And then they go back to classic World of Warcraft instead. With all of these guys, you know, I just want you to understand that I have played this mode, okay? I have dedicated hours and hours to playing this hardcore mode, and what hardcore has going for it is that the magic of leveling in classic vanilla is just insane. It's good, it feels amazing, everything makes sense some way or another, everything is so satisfying, the community is great. I have had one of the best experiences in MMOs RPGs, and I can count them, you know, with my hands, but those are related to World of Warcraft, guys. I have played so many MMOs. I have tried, you don't even have any idea of how many nothing burgers I have gone through, okay? Like New World, for example.
On .com look tiny, by the way. It's
That's really good. That's supposed to be a bad pun. And then disclosure. No.
I have never had a candid moment or like a nice little moment in that game. It's just the community is just not the same, okay? So it's got to do with the game, but also with, you know, a couple other things that we're not even gonna discuss in this video. All right. Now, what bothers me the most is that the classic hardcore adventure is based on you, right? On you hitting level 60, okay? And I can't just wrap my head around that Blizzard being Blizzard. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It makes sense, but like they didn't give you any rewards. Like what reward would you get at the end? Can I get a nice mount? Can I get like a nice title? Can I get some goodies? I don't know, some rockets to just shoot down and celebrate. Nothing. Once you go ahead and you hit level 60, there's nothing. It's just a nothing burger. So like after you hit level 60, because now the game starts to sort of like open up, right? So you have to raid, you have to go and do, you know, high level dungeons, whatnot, you know, Black Rock Mountains. All right. So like by the time you hit 60, the game opens up because classic is designed that way and it's just brilliantly designed. Okay. So you can still die. You can still die. Okay? After you hit level 60, you can still die. So it is a big deal. Getting to 60 the original way, it's gonna take you time. It's going to take you time unless you're busting and not. I mean, unless you're boosting. Unless you're boosting, you know, it takes long. Getting to 60 and then getting geared in order for you to sort of like start raiding, it takes another, you know, another set amount of time. So there's no reward. There's nothing that motivates you to sort of hit the highest, not the lowest, not the middle, the highest milestone in the whole challenge is for you to hit to 60. And there's nothing there to keep you sort of motivated. You know, like you're level 1, you're looking up a hill and you see, oh, maybe, you know, there's a mount there. There's a mount. There's a reward. There's something. Nothing. It's just a nothing burger. Okay? So that's one thing that they're gonna probably have to fix, okay, in terms of making people replay and go back and play hardcore because of maybe a really nice mount. For example, maybe, you know, you get I don't know. I could probably think about a couple of ideas, but like the one that comes to mind is a mount. It's a nice, really good mount with a nice title. Like Scatterlord or something like that, where the gates of Anchorage, when they opened up, whoever got to bung the thing, you get a title and then the mount. That was amazing. But that was a reward, right at the end of the long ass journey. So that's one thing that I have to go ahead and tell you guys, that it's just a reality check that hardcore, we wanted to succeed. I wanted to succeed, and it has succeeded. I'm not saying it hasn't succeeded. Okay, but there's a breaking point now. It's coming to an end. It's coming to a time where people are just not playing it anymore, because there's nothing else in it aside from, of course, the high stake of you dying. So something that hardcore has going for it is that it is fun to watch. It is always fun to watch. So guys, this is just me rambling around, because I do believe that there's a couple of changes and additions they could do to the hardcore mode to make it more interactive and more fun. But being Blizzard just a bunch of goovers, they're not gonna probably do anything about it, okay? Because they're most likely gonna be focusing on Classic Plus, maybe, or like a new Kata server release. That'll be amazing, I guess, But aside from that, guys, I just wanted to get my 2 cents out. Hardcore is pretty much, it looks like it's just dying, and Blizzard has to do something about this. And I just can't stay my mouth quiet, because it just hurts. But yeah. So thank you all guys for watching, for standing by, all right, for taking a look at the video. Make sure to like and sub to fight the algorithm gods together, okay, as brothers in arms, okay? So bye my Pookies, take care, and Rodri is out.